question.
One more from me. I'm Roy from Integrity Unit. My question is, I think it's close to every one of us. We are cutting down sugar for the drinks. Every time we order a drink, we say less sugar, kurang manis, this kind of thing. But in our life, like daily life, in a Malaysian, we take rice as our part of our major portion in order to get full. So what do you suggest, like if rice is the contributing factor to the diabetes?
Okay.
So is there any substitution, like my wife is changing to the steamed rice, and is it works? Or any advice from you, doctor? Thank you.
Right. So everybody wants to know about rice. Me too. No, we know about rice. Here's what you need to know. Remember what I told you about rice? There are 3 parts to the rice bran, rice kernel. There's the nucleic acids and the germ, and rice has germ too. There's the starch, which is what polished rice is. And then there's the husk, the bran, rice bran, the outside, the brown. They polish that off and then sell the polished rice as sushi rice, or just plain old, polished long grain, wild rice, etc. Okay. You need the other 2 components. You need the germ, you need the bran, and you need it as a whole. You don't need them pulled off each other. Now, I know that brown rice is not a particularly, shall we say, exciting taste, and that white rice is a much more satisfying taste. I understand that. I also understand that you can add coconut to the polished rice and get coconut rice, and you can add vinegar and sugar to the rice and get sushi rice, and there are lots of things you can do with the polished rice that you can't do with the brown rice. I understand all of that. I do. All right? The point is that the brown rice has what you need, and the white rice has what you do not. The calories are in the white rice, the polished rice. Now you know this to be true. And the reason you know this to be true is because the very first vitamin ever discovered, ever isolated, was in 1912 by Casimir Funk in Switzerland, and he isolated it from the rice bran after the rice had been polished, and realized that the polished rice was the cause of beriberi, the first nutritional disease. So we know that the vitamins and the minerals go along with the fiber fraction. So when you eat polished rice, you are not getting that. So you need to make sure you're getting it from somewhere. If you're not getting it from your rice, where are you getting it from? You have to look at the rest of your diet. And if you're eating white polished rice, that's going to raise your glucose, which is going to raise your insulin, which is going to force extra energy into fat cells, and that's going to increase weight gain. And so it's been shown time and time again that brown rice helps weight loss, whereas white rice promotes weight gain. And the reason is because the brown rice keeps the insulin down. So I'm going to tell you a story. I told it at dinner last night, so Juan has heard this story already. So I'm going to tell you a story. Okay, it has to do with this. I moved to San Francisco in 1983 for fellowship. And I would go to Chinese restaurants, and they served both white rice and brown rice. Okay. I then moved to New York, and I went to Chinese restaurants, and they served white rice and brown rice. Okay. Then I moved back 17 years later to San Francisco to my current job. And when I got back to San Francisco in 2001, I would go to Chinese restaurants, no brown rice. You could only get white rice. Now, if brown rice is so good for you, how come the Chinese restaurants weren't serving it anymore? Only white rice. And in New York, where they're just as nutritionally savvy and they have just as much money to spend, they still had both. Why had the San Francisco Chinese restaurateurs taken the brown rice away? Anybody have an answer? Not you, one. Anybody? Do you know why? I will tell you. Because they realized, the Chinese restaurant owners realized, that when people ordered brown rice, they ate half a bowl, and when they ordered white rice, they ate 2 bowls. But in San Francisco, they charge for the rice. The rice doesn't just come with the dish, you have to order it separate. It's a way of making money. Whereas in New York, you get the rice whenever you order the dish. So they didn't care what kind of rice you ordered in New York. But in San Francisco, they wanted the money. So they took the brown rice off the menu so that people would eat the 2 bowls of white rice so they could charge more. Okay? That's how you have to think about it. And the reason is because the fiber in the brown rice moved the food through the intestine faster, so you generated the satiety, the I'm full signal, sooner. So people eat half as much brown rice as they do white rice. So brown rice is a much better answer. And I understand that, you know, it takes some getting used to. I get that.